Chapter 2. "Dixie dog," Myra called delightedly. The truck driver looked up with a grin. He leaned against his engine with an air of practiced nonchalance. "That's what they call me, whether I want them to or not," he added. Myra stepped forward and pulled the man into a hug. He laughed and slapped her on the back in return. She flinched at the impact on her burn scars, even covered, but did her best not to let him notice. "It's so good to see you again," she said. "Likewise," Dixie said. "You look good. I'm glad they gave you some R&R after all that wildness 6 months ago. You all looked about like bugs freshly scraped off a zapper after that." Myra winced at the memory. Her back burned to char, and the blood, besides, from friend and foe alike. She shook her head. "We didn't feel much better than we looked." Dixie squeezed her arm sympathetically and looked past her to the other 3 agents approaching. He spread his hands welcomingly. "Please, please come forward and make yourselves comfortable aboard the finest engine that has ever graced these highways and byways." Leo gave him a quick nod. "Dixie?" He climbed aboard with no more than that. "He's still like to talk your ear off, I see," Dixie noted cheerfully. "Leo never changes," Myra said. "That's the best and the worst thing about him. Here, let me introduce you to the other 2. "We've met," Collins said brightly. Dixie nodded. "This will not be the first time this gangly fellow has had to fold himself up inside my cab for a bit of transportation." "Well, that saves time. Last piece of the puzzle, then, is Cha Young-ja here." Myra nodded to the sharpshooter. "It's a pleasure, Mr. Dog. There seems to be quite a history here," Young-ja said pleasantly.